And now for our final bit of tidying up this template before we can use it, I'd like to look at some inserts. So as you saw before, I had set up but made inactive a limiter on the microphone and a compressor as well. Those are handy, but they were made inactive so that they're ready to go, but they're not eating up any horsepower. And I believe I showed you already the similar thing with the VO aux, where I put a EQ and a compressor as well. But note that the first insert here is not on the first available insert input. And I like to keep that open just in case I have something I want to add in front. I don't have to shuffle around. So I generally don't start at the first insert point, the exception being with the microphone track. We're going to do something similar on the production channels. I'll put an EQ and a compressor as well, and I will make those inactive. And then going down to the music track, we're going to do something a little bit different here. First, I will insert the plugin I want to use, which is Neutron 2 by Isotope. And what I want to do with this is I want to have a sidechain ducking EQ. And so I need to set up a bus so that I can have it feed this key. So let's go to Setup, I/O, and create a new bus. And this will be a mono bus, and this will be dialogue side chain. Okay, so now you can see that that bus is available. I'm going to make this inactive, but I'm going to copy it down to the effects aux because I think ducking around the dialogue and voiceover is appropriate on the sound effects as well. So I know I called it the dialogue sidechain, but I think it should duck around the voiceover as well. So what I'd like to do is add that bus to the output of the VO aux. In order to add it to the VO stem, I'm going to have to hold down Shift and Control, click on it, and then select that second bus. Now when I let go, you'll see that plus sign there, which tells me that there's more than one thing selected, and that's, we can see it here, VO stem and dialogue sidechain. And we'll do the same thing for the production stem. Production aux goes to the production stem, so we'll hold down Shift and Control and also select the dialogue sidechain. So now anything that flows through the production aux or the VO aux will feed the sidechain of the neutron that's on the MX aux or the FX aux. Finally, let's go down to our mix submaster, and once again we're going to put in a few plugins to have handy. I have an EQ that I like to start with as my master EQ, and also I have a multiband compressor that I like to start with on the master bus as well. But at the very last insert point, I'd like to put in my meter. So there are a number of choices. I'm putting in the Waves WLM Plus. And I put it last after these plugins because if it was beforehand, it wouldn't take into account the level changes that are affected by these two plugins. So once again, make it all inactive, and now you can see that our template is complete.